All right, this is a Smack Talk ad and kind of half-half as a one because I don't have all the details. But Smack Talk is going to be doing a hip-hop show October 24th, I believe is the date. I am still waiting on all the details. Hosted by my guy L.C. So I am going to try to have him on here hopefully next week so we can talk about it. But Smack Talk is going to do a hip-hop show. There's going to be performances. It's going to be on Lewis University campus. So when I have more details, I will relay that to you guys. I would love to get as much support from the show as possible. Thank you, everybody that's been showing us love up to this point. So October 24th, I know it's a Wednesday. I don't know the time yet, but we're gonna make this. As jumping as we can. It's gonna be Play Loud's first hosting event. It's gonna be at Lewis University's campus, so we're excited about it as a team. We hope that you guys are excited. We hope to see as many as the fans as possible out there with us. Okay, thank you guys. Let's get to the show. All right, welcome to another episode of Smack Talk. Leave it on the court. I am your host, Cerebral. I got one of my co-hosts with me today. What's going on, Joe?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, it's I can't even lie. I'm in a bad mood, actually.
Yeah, because we're about to blow the division, right?
No, we're gonna have to play an extra game, but we're going to get to football. We are, but we're going to talk about what's on our hearts right now. So for the people that know, me and Joe are adamant, loyal, begrudging Cubs fans, and we actually were at the game yesterday between the Cubs and Cardinals. We had some customers from the daytime gig meet up with us from St. Louis when we went to the game together. They were wearing all their Cardinals gear. We were wearing all our Cubs gear, and as far as an experience, we had a good time. But as far as my fandom goes, we lost the damn game. And a very important game for our team because we haven't locked up the division yet, and we have the Brewers breathing down our necks. I went as far as to watch the Brewers play the Tigers yesterday, only to have my heart crushed late in innings to see the Brewers come back and beat the Tigers.
Tried telling you, bro.
Yeah, look, they're up 3-0, man.
I know, and then you sent me that, and I said, oh, yeah, well, Brewers just won that game because Zach sent me the screenshot of the score.
Anyway, so now both teams are tied. One game left. If both teams win, it's a one game playoff. It's a play. No, it's not even a one game playoff. It's a play in for winner gets the division and loser is in a wild card game, which doesn't sound terrible, but in the instance of if you throw your ace out there in that play-in game and you lose, now you're into that one game wild card game with not your best scenario possible.
I mean, even if you throw your ace in and win, now you gotta.
You're moving them back a little bit in the rotation, but it's
not a back-to-back.
Right. One, it's not a back-to-back, and two, you still have the opportunity to get back to your ace.
Yeah.
In comparison of you lose that playing game, that might be it for a lot of reasons. So as a Cubs fan, we have to beat the Cardinals today. We can no longer worry about what the Brewers are doing. It doesn't matter what the Brewers are doing. We have to beat the Cardinals. The games start basically at the same time today. Cubs 2:20, Brewers 2:10. So, how you feeling, Joe?
I mean, Brewers are hot right now. 6 straight, 8-2 over their last 10. They're playing a not so hot Detroit team. So, if you're asking me as a Cubs fan, of course the Cubs are going to win the division. But if you're asking me as a realist, we're probably going to be in that wild card game. I mean, come on, man. Even if we win, you could pretty much chalk up the Brewers winning. Detroit's terrible.
Detroit is pretty bad.
Right. And Yelich had 2 home runs last night.
I know.
And I don't want to see him get the MVP, but I mean, you can't deny it.
Yeah, now he's got a lot
this
in
is
the bag. Yeah.
This is the period of the season where these baseball voters are paying the most attention to who's doing what.
Absolutely.
So you have Baez go 0 for 4 yesterday, and you have Yelich go 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, I believe. Or I think he was 3 for 4, actually.
And people are saying that Yelich has been taking over that MVP status every single week because he's been playing big, and they've needed him to.
This is when the baseball writers are paying the most attention.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So the way Baez is playing compared to the way Yelich is playing, both teams are going to be in the playoffs. So each of them have. I feel like if you're going to win the MVP, your team has to be in the playoffs.
I 100% agree.
So they both have every right to the MVP title, but I just think the Brewers are going to ultimately take it. I mean, the Brewers are the last team I wanted to see in the playoffs, to be completely honest with you.
Agreed.
They've had our number for a better part of the season. I think we started off 12-0 against them during the regular season, and then since then, they've been sticking it to us.
Right.
I mean, our offense yesterday was absolutely silent.
Yeah, we scored one run, and it was
in the
it was
first
off error.
inning.
Yeah, and it was off error.
Other than that, what did we do?
Quiet bats.
So
I'm going to stressfully watch this game today. I'm going to have the side-by-side screen going. So by the time you're listening to this, I will probably be sitting down on my couch watching the Brewers game on my computer while I watch the Cubs game on my big screen.
football?
I'm going to watch the Bears game. Cubs start at 2:20. So
Bears start at 3:30, don't they?
No, it's
Bears start at noon.
So I'm changing to the Cubs game, regardless of what's happening in the Bears game.
Right.
That being said, I think I'm done being angry and all that about this.
I mean, the positive side is we are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
4 straight years, first time in franchise history.
And I'm not the type of Cubs fan that's, I expect the World Series every year, because the way our team stands right now, I would be happy just to get to the World Series.
True. Do you want to talk to the Cubs fans that are calling for Joe Madden's job?
Yes, I had an encounter with one on Friday. First, he starts off by saying Daniel Murphy was a terrible decision for the Cubs to pick up, that we should have went with starting pitching. Well, I said, okay, I understand. Yeah, of course. In a perfect world, Verlander would have been available for us again like last year. Mm-hmm. But no, that's not how after the trade deadline waiver trading. It's not how it works.
No.
It's who's available and who you have a shot at. Mm-hmm. We had a shot at Daniel Murphy. You take Daniel Murphy. Addison Russell is playing like dog shit, and
now he's not even playing.
You can't. I mean, and he also said, the Cubs seen it coming. They seen it coming with Addison Russell, so that's why they dropped him and picked up Murphy and this, and that. And
they got Daniel Murphy for next to nothing, and they needed a bat in their lineup because nobody was performing when they traded for him.
Same set guy goes, they got to get Joe Madden out of there. And I let him say what he had to say. I understand it. Pitching pitchers are a little bit too late, taking them out too early, making slight tweaks that he probably shouldn't have. But the easiest job is to play Monday morning quarterback. Am I right?
100%.
I mean, some of us are arguably the best Monday morning quarterbacks out there because it's easy.
Smack talk, leave it on the court. Where you at, though?
Because it's easy to say he should have done that in that situation.
Right.
Okay, well, that's why you have a day job and Joe Madden's the manager of the Cubs.
Right.
Leave it to that.
My thing with this is, who do you want to replace Joe Madden? And there's only, and me and you have talked about this.
Joe Girardi.
Joe Girardi is
He's the only option that I would take.
If you don't get Joe Girardi, you are making a terrible mistake.
And I even had to break it down. I said, okay, you want to get rid of Joe Madden? 4 straight playoff bursts. 4 straight 90-win seasons. 3 straight NLCSs. A World fucking Series.
The only manager in the last 100 years for the Chicago Cubs to win a World Series. You can feel however you want to feel about that World Series, and you know how I feel about it. He mismanaged the last 3 games.
He did, but in the same sense, every player's excuse, and by every player I mean Chapman, because he was the only one who came out and said, I was overly used. I was used too much. My arm is about to fall off. Well, just like you, John Lester played a 162-game season.
Well, there was somebody else on that team that complained.
Who?
Montero.
Well, you see where he's at. I don't even think he's playing baseball anymore.
He's not.
So you have, John Lester said it best. He said, we've all been overused. He said, it's the first week in November. We've been playing since April.
Yeah.
We're all overused. We're all tired. But that's what it takes to win a World Series.
Absolutely.
Do I think Joe Madden mismanaged the game? Big time. When Rajay Davis hit that home run, I said, fucking, here we go again.
Oh, man.
Here we fucking go again.
Silent for about 30
And that's
minutes.
not that's not me being not optimistic. That's me being a Cubs fan. However you want to break it down. That's being a Cubs fan.
I think people got to realize what it is that we have in a manager in an organization. I mean, we have one of the best front office minds in the major leagues in Theo. We have one of the best managers in baseball in Joe Madden. And though it hasn't always looked pretty, this entire season has looked rough.
I mean, a couple questionable front office calls getting Quintana now that it's played out for a little while.
Yeah.
When it first happened, I said, great. I love it. I couldn't wait to get Quintana. Yeah. And now it's much rather have Eloy.
Definitely.
Just because he's going to be worth more.
Right.
Gleyber Torres for Chapman.
I
do that 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Gleyber is a great player.
He's going to be a solid player for that Yankees lineup for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he does in the playoffs and hopefully it doesn't. That whole team is a little young. You know what I mean? As far as the Yankees go.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that one.
For the Yankees playoff run?
Just because after they're going to beat Oakland. I mean, let's be real here. Let's be real.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's that cut and dry. It's baseball playoffs are not that cut and dry.
They're not, but the Yankees just damn near swept Boston.
Do you think Boston was trying? Because there's nothing that Boston...
They don't want to see the Yankees win. Even if it's already solidified in playoffs this, playoffs that.
True.
I just don't... That's just my personal opinion. So that when the Yankees beat the A's, that series against the Red Sox is going to be lit, for lack of a better word.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a big series. It's going to be a big series, just like Cubs Brewers. It's going to be a big series. Regardless how it goes down. I mean, if we do end up in this play-in game, I don't even know, because I was breaking down the records.
It's all about records. So if we end up winning the division, we play the winner of the wild card.
Well, I'm talking about the play-in game. Who has home?
We do.
Okay.
I don't know why or how, but
I think it's because head-to-head. Because we do still have a better head-to-head matchup on them. Because we did win those first 12 straight.
Yeah, it doesn't say in this little article, but it does say that if the Cubs and Brewers do have to have a play-in, tickets will go on sale after Sunday's game at 7:30.
Oh, fuck.
So it doesn't.
So that game would be at Wrigley
at
tomorrow,
3:09 p.m.
and it would be tomorrow.
Yep.
So potentially by the time you're watching this, but first off, thank you for everybody that watches our YouTube video. That video is released every Monday at 4:00. So I don't know how else you're going to hear about this other than listening to this podcast. Probably post something about it. That's probably a good idea. But by the time you're listening to this, the game is going to be probably started. I don't know if I'm going to get this audio up in time, but I'll be stressing about it all day, just so you guys know. All my Cubs fans, I'm with you. I don't want to beat a dead horse any more than it's been beaten. So unless you got anything else, I think I'm ready to move off of this lovely baseball conversation.
Go Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go. All right, so we got week 4 of the NFL. Any comments on week 3 before we get into week 4?
Jared fucking Goff, okay?
You know what? That's actually week 4. Let's start there. Fuck it, we weren't going to talk fantasy. We're going to talk fantasy. So this week in our fantasy,
week 3.
He's not here. I'm talking shit.
Week 3 was a little interesting to say the least.
Week 3, yeah. You had some surprising games. You
had Buffalo and Minnesota. Minnesota was favored 17 points.
And lost by 30.
They lost by 21. 27-6.
I thought it was 37-6. It was 27? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at
so
it
they lost by 21 points to the Buffalo Bills, who looked like they didn't know how to offense.
Minnesota was down 17 points, and they only ran 6 offensive plays.
Yikes.
Kirk Cousins in the postgame was just like, I mean, what do you what do you expect out of us?
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously shit the bed, and we've ran 6 offensive plays.
Yeah, you only running 6 offensive plays, and I don't even know how long a span it is, but you're already down by 17. That's rough. Like, something's going wrong.
Y'all barely squeaked the fucking win out, too, by the way. The Bears.
Yes, we should. The first half was terrible.
Y'all.
I was at the Cubs Sox game with my dad, and the Cubs basically had the game wrapped up, and then everybody in the stands starts shifting to the Bears game because we're all checking the scores, and we're saying, "Oh, the Packers are losing to the Redskins. Oh, the Vikings are losing to the Bills. Yo, we beat the Cardinals like we supposed to. We don't be leading the division.
You are leading the division."
And then the game starts, and the fucking Cardinals go up 14-0.
Y'all let a team score a touchdown that didn't score a touchdown in week 1 nor week 2.
They scored 2 touchdowns. But then that Bears defense showed why we were so excited about them for most of the preseason. And then
Our test is this week, though.
Oh,
you ask me. Because regardless of what Tampa Bay is, them motherfuckers are 2-1 with a
3-1.
2-1. It's week 4.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm getting ahead of myself. They're 2-1.
They got the 3rd ranked offense going against the 5th ranked defense right now. I mean, that's going to be
somebody's going to break.
And if you were going to ask me, I think it's going to be Tampa Bay.
That is going to break or win.
Break.
Yeah. Ryan Fitzpatrick, though, I've loved the run that he's on.
Gotta rush him.
You got to. You got to get pressure on him. That's how the Steelers kind of got him off his groove.
The 14 sacks that y'all have right now needs to be 17, 18 by the end of this game.
100% agreed.
Maybe 19.
Khalil Mack needs to do Khalil Mack things,
mm-hmm.
which I'm not concerned about. That's one player on the team as a whole I'm not concerned about at all. Right. Khalil Mack is going to find a way to impact the game. It's gonna be it's a big game for the sense of, if you would have asked me before the season even started, I wouldn't have thought anything of week 4 against Tampa Bay.
I wouldn't have thought the Saints were gonna lose week 1 against Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Ryan Fitzpatrick, even in a loss, looked impressive. He got it together in the second half, and they weren't able to get the same pressure. Which, if the Bears are going to win, they have to be able to keep pressure on him the entire game.
The Bears, what I noticed, and I didn't get to watch too much of this last game. I was watching the Saints and Falcons, and I was watching Tiger get that fucking W. I know that's off topic, but
congrats to Tiger.
Fucking A, Tiger, playing like shit in the Ryder Cup though right now.
He just took the lead.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's good. Because when I was watching it earlier this morning, you missed 2 birdie putts. But I didn't get to watch too much of the Chicago-Arizona game, so I really can't verify what I'm going to say. But them first 2 weeks, defense got really, really tired really, really fast, which is not completely their fault because the offense needs to stay on the field longer.
Yeah.
So if the offense can somehow muster up a 6 to 8 minute drive
in the second half, specifically,
even if it in the second half, I'm sorry, even if it just ends in a field goal, you're giving that defense time to rest,
mm-hmm.
which is really key.
Yeah.
I mean, it's high key. You need it all day.
100%.
Especially for a young defense like the Bears are, to get some time to recoup and just be able to fire with that same energy that they were in the first quarter.
100%.
Y'all can do that. Packers fans can only say it's only week 3, it's only week 4 for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm seeing a lot of. Oh, it's only week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was only week 1 and it was only week 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's week 4. I mean, You're talking a quarter of the season's done after this week.
Right.
The Packers ain't looking so fucking hot.
No.
Arguably, you take Aaron Rodgers off that roster, you have one of the worst in the NFL.
I think it's been that way for a few years, though.
It has.
It's just that Aaron Rodgers has put that team on such a
He's
level.
just so fucking good.
100%.
But if your defense can keep you in games, you can't expect Aaron Rodgers to go out there.
You can't go out.
Week
you can't
in
expect to
and
go
week
and play.
out.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, 400 yards, no interceptions.
Yeah. No, that's not how this league works. You cannot expect your quarterback to go out there and give you a 30 ball every single week.
And don't get me wrong, Clay Matthews is getting fucked with these calls.
Every single week.
But every week there's an excuse for why the Packers lost. Receivers can't catch. Clay Matthews getting called for this, called for that. Well, why don't you look at your fucking defense first? Mm-hmm. And if you ask me, that's the reason why you guys aren't winning games. Granted,
lack of a running game.
I know I just kind of went on a tangent about the Packers. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I have no issue whatsoever with you going on a tangent about the Packers. So let's get off of week 3. Let's get into the week 4. There was already a game this week, Thursday Night Football. First time in a long time I've actually was excited for a Thursday Night Football game. Rams-Vikings, even though the Rams were coming off of the Vikings were coming off of a terrible loss. That defense was still slated against a really high-powered offense and another really good defense. So it was a game that actually lived up to the hype. The problem was, if you were to say there was a problem, is that these two vaunted defenses that everybody was talking about, for the most part, didn't show up.
At all.
The offenses were having their way.
The passing offense. I mean, Todd Gurley did have 83 yards on 17 attempts. Let's see. Dalvin Cook, I mean, the rush defense was there for both teams.
Yeah.
No doubt. But that passing defense.
With those fronts, that doesn't surprise me, though.
Adam Thielen's 8 catches for 135 yards. It literally felt like 15 catches for 250 yards. I mean, he just felt like he was – every time he caught the ball, it was a 50-yard catch.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, 11 catches for 123.
And you got Jared Goff on your fantasy team, don't you?
Yep.
5 tutties.
50.3 points.
And who were you playing this week?
AK.
Oh, I get it.
We got that Giants Saints matchup too.
Yeah, so you guys got the fantasy matchup this week, and you got the Giants Saints
fantasy
game.
Matchup is 50 push-ups. Saints Giants is $50. He started talking shit, and I said, "Bro, just bet." I don't want to hear.
It's literally the only way to get to be quiet.
The arguments are the same. Saints defense, clearly terrible. I'm not going to sit here and try to justify it by any means.
Still puzzled by it, by the way.
Giants defense, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Saints offense, it's going to put you up to a test, no doubt. Mm-hmm. Giants offense, you got Saquon Barkley and Odell. And if Eli doesn't get rushed and doesn't get under pressure, then Odell's going to be what Odell does. Mm-hmm. But Eli's got to get him the ball.
For my own selfish reasons, I'm hoping that the Saints offense really lights it up.
Well, so am I, of course. I want nothing more than to win $50 from AK.
I'm rooting for you in this bet for more reasons than I'm willing to admit.
The 50 push-ups, whatever.
I wish you had kept it 50 squats because I would have loved.
No, I'm not that much of an asshole.
I am today.
He said, come on, bro. Really? I'm like, all right, bro, I won't do that to you. I won't make you do 50 squats on your bad ACL. That's kind of mean.
So we're gonna blow through this because we don't have AK to talk topics for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah. Bruh.
We've got five matchup. No, is it 4 or 5? Five. We got 5 matchups that we're gonna break down this week. We're gonna start off with one of the best rivalries in football in Ravens Steelers.
Ooh.
I don't know how to call this game.
It's a Sunday night game too.
Yeah.
Well,
one thing that we can count on is that it's going to be a close game. No matter what either of those teams have looked like even in the last 10 years, those have been close games.
You know who has the number 1 defense right now, right?
I would imagine the Ravens.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who has the number 4 offense, right? Pittsburgh. That's going to be a matchup and a half right there.
Yeah.
Steelers won by 1 point in their last meeting. That was December 10th of last year. 38-39. Clearly not a defensive matchup.
Not at all.
What do you think is going to happen this week? Do you think the Ravens are ultimately going to come out and stick it to them? Because their offense isn't bad.
No, it's
and
not.
The Steelers' defense, like we all know, is absolutely fucking atrocious.
McElroy went in the water.
Good. McElroy, fuck up, please. We have the Ryder Cup going on as we're doing this episode, so
Joe insists on watching golf as much as he can.
I mean, it's the Ryder Cup, bro. We haven't.
said nothing.
We haven't won on European soil in 25 years.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit. But my expectations for this matchup is, I'm speaking a lot with my heart today. Damn it, Cubs. I need the Steelers.
So do I. I need
runs.
Antonio Brown to get like 92 points this week.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Let's talk about it. As long as Ben Roethlisberger has to be on the field for that, right?
Yes.
So yeah, let's go.
But did you see what he said about what it's like playing against Baltimore?
No, I didn't.
He said it's like getting hit by like 5 or 6 cars. And that's without Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and you know what I'm saying?
What was that, like 5 or 6 buses?
Man, bro.
But this is the series that he knows the best.
Rushing games are pretty much even.
Yeah.
Passing games, Ravens got 9th, Steelers got 4th.
Yeah.
It's the defensive
Difference.
Yes.
But I think that we would agree that the Steelers' offense is more explosive. Has more explosive capability.
All day.
It's just about consistency and it's about the defense. Now,
I wouldn't mind Alex Collins getting a couple rushing touchdowns either. I'm just throwing that out there.
anything that don't have anything to do with Big Ben throwing it into the box, I'm so about. I got to check my matchup. I don't know exactly who I'm going up against, but I'm sticking with the notion that the Steelers have to get back on the right track. They finally got their first W last week. And if they want to be in contention for their division,
this is a must win almost.
It is. It is. It's a divisional matchup, and it saves you from going back under 500. The Ravens are a team that's probably going to be there at the end, so you can't afford to lose this game. And from that standpoint, I do think that the Steelers are going to come out on top. Also, I do think that there are some locker room issues that very well could keep the Steelers from winning this game. It doesn't seem like the players are all on the same page. You've got Antonio Brown in one corner. You've got everybody talking about Le'Veon Bell, who hasn't even stepped foot on Steelers soil.
It's week 4, guys. Le'Veon ain't fucking coming back.
Not coming.
I get over it.
And then Le'Veon,
it sucks. It does.
Le'Veon even came out and said he's like, I was planning on coming back week 2, so all that fuck shit happened.
Okay, but why?
Proof point.
Le'Veon, shut up. And it's
a lot
hard
of divas in sports.
because I'm literally 49% on the Steelers side and 51% on Le'Veon's side. I feel it from both sides.
Same.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut up. Le'Veon and the Steelers. He's not coming back. Deal with it.
Right.
You have a very capable running back in James Conner to get the job done, which is going to ultimately hurt Le'Veon because it's going to say, oh, well,
you're a system guy.
You're a system guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Le'Veon is very talented. I mean, he can come to New Orleans. I'll take you with open arms, Le'Veon, okay? Because his agility, playmaking ability, it's all there. That's not going anywhere.
Catching about all of it.
Offensive line, it might be a bit of a downgrade in New Orleans, but you're a playmaker. You can get the job done. He can get the job done anywhere, I feel. Get over the Le'Veon situation. He's not coming back, guys.
Yeah, I think
move on with the season.
Once they move on from that, I think they'll legitimately have the ability to play to their full potential. I think that's holding them back a lot.
Le'Veon is, like we said, the topic of the other episode, I think it was 2 weeks ago, availability matters.
100%.
You are worthless unless you suit up on Sunday and play the damn game.
And you haven't played a full 16 games in how long?
I don't think he ever has. And if he did, I think it's once.
Probably
and this is word from the horse's mouth. One of our buddies, Malcolm, he's a Steelers fan through and through. I mean, he's
right.
a Steelers fan. He Le'Veon quit on us in the playoffs. I necessarily don't remember it because I don't
either.
You know what I mean? But if it's coming from his mouth, I trust Malcolm somewhat when it comes to sports. Sometimes he's a jackass, just like all of us are. But when it comes to the Steelers, that's his baby. So
right.
If he don't want Le'Veon, then so be it.
Right.
Get gone. You'll be all right with James Conner.
Yeah.
You just have to move on from the situation.
Yeah, no.
You have to let it go.
And to speak on the other side for a second, I think we all agree that the Ravens need to have a good season this year.
Yeah. I
personally think that the coaching staff and the quarterback is all in the hot seat, and if they don't make the playoffs, they're all gone. The front office has made contingency plans. They've drafted the quote unquote Joe Flacco's replacement, and you only get so much time after you win a Super Bowl to be mediocre. I think had they not won that Super Bowl, then Harbaugh would have been fired.
Yeah.
But because he did win that Super Bowl, Flacco did win that Super Bowl, they bought themselves some equity. This is a prove-it year.
So who you got?
Yeah.
Who you got?
My heart's still telling me to pick the Steelers. Go on with the Steelers. Much better on predictions last week, guys.
Yeah, it's because we had this jackass here to kind of pick the other team.
Well, actually, let's look at it.
I mean, even when it was just me and you, I mean, we fucking got everyone wrong and the tie.
So Chiefs Niners. You guys picked the Niners. I picked the Chiefs. Yay me. We all picked the Saints. We all picked the Bears. We all picked the Bucks. And I was the only one to pick the Rams against the Chargers.
Yep.
So I went 4 for 1. Thank you.
Yep.
You guys went 3 and 2. Still not bad. Not an offer.
Right.
Definitely
not an offer.
Smack Talk is getting better.
Eventually, we'll start keeping track of all this too.
Shit, I'm keeping track of it now.
I mean, like each record for each of us each week. You know what I mean?
I might even throw some animation up on the screen. Who knows?
There you go.
So who do you got in the game? Ravens, Steelers.
How do you go against defense?
Defense wins championships.
It does. I'm going with the Ravens just strictly based on that defense. So we're gonna see. Just because the Steelers' defense is what it is. So we'll see. If the Steelers can get it done, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm gonna go with Baltimore, kind of calming them down a little bit and bringing them back to under 25 points, under 20 points, something like that.
Right. Okay, so we're going to split on that one. Next matchup is the hometown beloved Bears against Ryan Fitzmagic and the Buccaneers.
2 first-place teams.
2 first-place teams.
Whoa. The Bears. First-place team.
Week 4, alone by ourselves in first, going up against a team that I don't think anybody expected to be in this position. This is supposed to be Jameis Winston's first game back.
You can't bring him back right now.
No. Ryan Fitzpatrick's riding on the ultimate heater.
That man's on a 70% completion.
3 straight games.
1,200 yards, 11 tutties, 4 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing game isn't there, but you got Mike Evans. You got Deshaun Jackson. Bears are going to be put to the test today for sure. Defensive-wise.
I think that the Bears secondary, that I still don't think is very good, honestly. They're just the beneficiary of a really good front seven.
When you are able to rush that ball, like you said, look at, Richard Sherman or look at other DBs. I mean, a top-tier DB has a great front seven.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Giants' front seven is good. I'm a real big fan of Janoris Jenkins and Eli Apple. I'm a huge fan of them both. And I'm not too sure exactly how their Giants' front seven is, but for the most part, good front seven means them DBs are able to play a little bit tighter. They don't got to play out as long, so they're not sitting there
they can take
chasing rabbits in a field where you're not going to catch me.
Right. Unless you're from Miami.
Right. Unless you're like Janoris Jenkins.
Yeah, I mean they don't have to. They don't have to be defending the guy for as long. They can take more chances, so it allows them to be more effective.
All right, a little more red over there, buddy.
A little bit more. 7-10. Okay, getting closer.
Getting closer.
I think that the Bucks do have a great receiving core. Jameis Winston has not been able to bring that out. And I think that's another reason why he's going to remain on the bench longer than just past this week, regardless of how Fitzpatrick plays. Deshaun Jackson looks like a worthwhile free agency pickup where he wasn't before. Mike Evans,
that quarterback.
Mike Evans is a quality number one wide receiver, which everyone knows he should be. We've all thought, it's like, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was.
Personally, I think James just sucks.
I agree. I've thought that for a couple of years. It was like, all right, maybe he'll turn the corner. He hasn't. And his off-the-field issues, though the one that got him suspended was a couple of years ago, availability matters. We keep saying that. We're going to keep saying that.
But when are you going to stop bringing up old shit?
That does matter,
too. The NFL, these fucking politicians, what the fuck? You got to walk on eggshells for your whole life? Is basically what they're saying.
While you're playing, yes. And that's a completely different topic.
Yes.
But how high of a standard should you hold
right.
pro athletes? I mean, they are human beings. One, they're not.
That's the first thing. Like you said, they're human beings.
Yeah.
They are not here. I mean, obviously, they are here to entertain average Americans,
on
but
the field,
they're humans first. Yeah. So you have an average human being does some fuck shit, gets in trouble for it. Not a big deal. Mm-hmm. God forbid a professional athlete do it. Everybody knows about it. Just
TMZ, all that.
Everything. I mean, should they be held to a higher standard in a sense? Yes. But they are also regular human beings just like me and you and everybody listening and just everybody else. They're just regular people.
Right.
Tough break, man.
And then you've got, in the immortal worlds of Charles Barkley, athletes shouldn't be role models.
Right.
So you've got that standpoint of it. I do understand, you're giving the league a bad name when you go out and you grope Uber drivers. But like I said, that was 2 years ago. Something should have been done to him then. Mm-hmm. Now he is actually playing for his job. He's supposed to be. This situation couldn't have came at a worse time for him.
Right.
Because I don't think the Bucks have a whole lot of faith in him. They won't say it publicly, but this very well could be his last year in Tampa Bay for a number one overall pick. That's scary.
Just didn't pan out.
But back to the game this week, you've got what was the Bucks offense ranked?
They are number 3.
The third ranked offense versus the fourth ranked defense.
Fifth ranked
defense. Team that's leading the league in sacks, which I think is the best way to get Ryan Fitzpatrick off his rocker. Mm-hmm. But like we said, the defense has to be able to finish the game out, which means that the offense has to be able to stay on the field.
Y'all got to play 4 quarters today.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely, no doubt about it. Y'all got to play 4 quarters. Y'all got to play 4 quarters.
Yeah, we got to play team football.
Right.
Both sides of the ball.
You got to play the whole 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Who are you going to pick again?
I'm going Bears.
All right. I'm going Bears too. That's a homer pick. I'm not even going to lie to you.
I'm picking it I just think Tampa. I mean, last week watching that game, you seen Fitzpatrick get rushed, throw some terrible fucking balls, and I think that's going to continue this week. We all knew it was coming with Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
we knew the 3-4 interception game was coming. So,
but the bounce back in the same game was impressive from Fitzpatrick.
It was. If the Bears DBs can learn how to catch somehow, y'all might have a couple interceptions today.
Take one to the house, please. All the way. Next game, we've got Dolphins versus Patriots. We put this one up there. I think mainly
the Dolphins are 3-0 and the Patriots are 1-2.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Joe.
It was my phone. It was my phone.
Okay, so the Dolphins are 3-0. The Patriots are 1-2. I really don't know. I do understand what's happening in Foxborough, but usually Belichick and Brady kind of get through it a lot smoother than this. Granted, it's only 3 games that they've played. They do have Amendola coming back still. They do have Josh Gordon waiting in the wings, learning the offense, getting conditioned, healing up from his hamstring injury. So their issue has been lack of consistent running game, which now they're going to play their first round draft pick. He's on my bench. And they have a wide receiver issue. So we're going to see over the overall season, damn it.
It's the 18th hole. He makes his birdie. That's another match we win. I'm sorry.
Tiger, would y'all?
See, look at this guy. Just a half. God damn it, Tiger.
You were singing his praises last week.
I know, and it's like, bro, like you would. How do you go from this to that?
Oh my God, Tiger.
Yeah, do that, Tiger. Yeah, do that.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
Getting the fuck off on the TV. I get it. So, they're gonna have solutions coming soon.
Yeah.
So the people that are saying, "Oh, the Patriots are done. Finally, the Belichick Brady era is over." Calm down. It's too early.
Yeah, because I mean, I specifically remember last year them getting rocked by Kansas City week 1.
I can think of games 3 of the last 4 years where it's been talked about.
They've been in the Super Bowl.
Right.
They were in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, the Patriots are, if you ask me, way below New England standard. I mean,
Definitely.
you got a 25th ranked offense, 26th ranked defense. Passing game is 26th. Rushing game is 20th. Miami's not far on any of those rankings either, so it's going to be on paper, it's going to be a very even game. New England is at home. Dolphins did win the last meeting, 27-20.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like Miami can pull it out. I do.
Adam Gase is a great offensive mind. The defense for the Patriots isn't as good as it's been. So I can see a situation where the Dolphins pull it out. But going back to the Patriots, and one thing that I can say that might lead to them, this might legitimately be it, is there were things that happened this offseason for the Patriots that don't normally happen.
I mean, yeah, Matt Patricia took fucking everybody to Detroit with him.
He did. And then
like strength and conditioning coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you got the whole
Edelman left.
You got the who's Tom Brady's personal trainer or whatever.
Still banned.
Bill Belichick won't let him on. Team sites, premises, anything.
Right.
So.
And this is the other thing. So Matt Patricia left, and he tried to trade for Gronk.
I know.
The Patriots actually had a deal with the Lions set up to trade Gronk to the Lions, but then Gronk basically came into the front office. He basically said, I don't know which side or both sides, he said, if you trade me, I'm retiring. He said, I don't want to play football if Tommy's not there.
That's so gay. Like, that's just, I mean.
But that shows you where Gronk's loyalty is. It's not with the organization. It was with Tom Brady, which, if I'm Gronkowski, that's probably a smart choice, even though Brady's probably going to be gone in a season or two. But
so then what? So
he probably retires.
Keep that same energy and retire.
He probably does retire.
And then what's New England after that?
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick and not going to the Super Bowl anymore.
Yeah.
So be it. Bye.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than the Patriots to never be in another Super Bowl. I hate Tom Brady, but he's the GOAT, dude.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
No.
Hatred or not.
Yeah.
Been to 8, won 5.
Right.
5.
In a sport where getting there is hard enough.
And he's been to 8.
Where the Bills got to 4 straight and didn't win 1.
Right.
So, no, you got to give Tom Brady his credit.
And you're talking in the AFC as well. Mm-hmm. Who, for the most part, I feel has always been more dominant than the NFC.
For Tom Brady's career, 100%. Going back, maybe, I don't know. But
before our time, I'm sure it was different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe the 90s, you had the Cow. Yeah. Right, exactly.
Getting closer.
2 points, my boy.
Yeah, that's close.
We're leading for. Oh my God! Keep talking about football. Who you got? New England or Miami?
Shit. Fucking, I'm going with the Dolphins.
So am I.
Wow. We're both wrong.
No. I don't think so.
Oh. I talked all that shit, and I picked win against them still.
On paper, though, I mean, it's clearly even.
I'm picking the Dolphins because I know that Josh Gordon still isn't playing this week. Edelman is still suspended. So the things that the Patriots need to be right aren't right yet. So I think they're going to go a little bit deeper in this hole, but ultimately they are going to come out of it. I do believe that. So I want to say that at least. Next matchup, and this is the main matchup why AK should be here. Giants versus Saints.
Who that? I
think his name's Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I think his name's Odell Beckham.
Yeah. But his name is also Eli Manning, and
Eli Manning, unfortunately for me, he doesn't have the pocket presence that he's had that made him a two-time Super Bowl champion and two-time Super Bowl MVP. Watching him in the last two games, he takes really bad sacks. For a veteran like him, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Right.
That being said, he does have one of the best security blankets in football in Saquon Barkley, who
he any given week he can catch 15 balls out of the backfield.
Yeah, and the more trouble Eli's in, the more likely he's dumping it off.
Right.
And then what Saquon has already proven to not only his teammates but the rest of the NFL is the first guy is not taking him down.
No.
Ever.
No. And that scares me because the Saints have not necessarily been known to be able to tackle a fucking running back on its first fucking attempt.
There's a guy named Marshawn Lynch. He broke like 15 tackles on one play.
My God. And then you got Stephon Diggs last year. You just don't feel like tackling him, Marcus Williams? For sure, bro. No biggie.
So, and then you got Odell Beckham, who obviously
he's Odell.
The more spectacular the play is, he's more likely to make it. So
he is only at 24 catches through 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Not the best, but right there in the pack.
Yeah, it's 8 catches.
Right there in the pack.
Yeah.
271 yards, so just shy of 100 yards. About 85, 90 yards a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
okay.
Not terrible, not great, not elite.
Not what we're used to Odell putting up.
Right.
But you also go back a couple years. Eli's a couple years younger, a couple years, less aged, and
I mean the protection still isn't there. Unfortunately, it's just not. No. So you've got, but the Giants do have a really good defense, and the Saints have a good offense, not a complete offense, but a good offense. Missing Mark Ingram has really hurt their rushing game, which Sean Payton made an emphasis on last year. So really this Saints team is more so a construction of
passing the ball.
Exactly like they were before last season.
It's what we've always been known for.
Yeah.
As long as you have Drew Brees in the pocket, we're going to be a passing team.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to have Ingram and Kamara both rush for like 1,200 yards or whatever the crazy number was.
Right.
That was nice. But our passing is what's kept us in, and a slight above average defense, and right now it's strictly our passing game that's keeping us in.
It looks a lot like the Saints in 2014, 15, 16.
We're going against Landon Collins and Eli Apple and Janoris Jenkins. I mean, we're going against some boys today.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a test.
Yeah.
Of course I'm confident in the Saints because it's my team, and to me the Giants just aren't what they used to be, but they could squeak this one out. I think they can.
I look at the Giants' offensive line, and like we said, the Saints' defense isn't anything impressive. But against that offensive line, you can get pressure on Eli. And if you can get pressure on Eli, then you can keep the ball out of Beckham's hands more so than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Saquon, I feel like he's going to continue to do his thing week in and week out.
True. I agree.
Odell is dependent on Eli. He needs Eli to play good.
Definitely.
So
Saquon, not as much, but for those catches he does. But the more pressure that Eli is under, the more touches that, we're still leading 5 matches.
shut up, Mr. Negative.
Who's hugging Tiger? Is that VJ Singh? I don't know who that is.
That's not Tiger either.
Oh.
That's Tony Finau and his dad.
My bad. No one's ever going to know what I was talking about. What was I saying? I think that Saquon Barkley is going to have a good game, but I don't think it's going to wreck the Saints' game plan whatsoever.
Drew Brees, 80% completion rate, 8 tutties, no interceptions. But rushing, Kamara, 37 attempts, 141 yards.
Yes.
Receiving, Kamara, 30 catches, 289 yards. Michael Thomas, 38 catches, 398 yards.
Yes.
So, receiving game is definitely there. Passing game is definitely there.
Let me start off by saying I'm going to have a hell of an issue in my hand next year when it's time to pick a keeper.
Michael Thomas, are you crazy? If not, what do you want for him? If you don't plan on keeping him, trade me.
I'm keeping my team as constructed currently. I am riding this one out. I may not make a single offensive transaction all season, depending on how things go.
Tread lightly, my boy. Tread lightly there. Don't forget injuries can still happen, okay?
Injuries have been happening. They've been helping my team, so knock on wood, this continues. Fuck. Knock
That
on wood.
motherfucking fake-ass wood you got, dude.
Come on, fam. Don't do that. So, I mean,
plastic wood.
overall, I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I think that there's going to be a lot of screaming at your house. I kind of want to be there to watch and see. But I'm picking the Saints in this game.
So am I.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants can get it together offensively enough to be able to outscore the Saints, even though their defense is going to keep them in the game.
How am I gonna spend that $50?
Speaking of $50 bets,
Hey, I lost $1 yesterday to Jamie.
I lost 50.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, handed it over immediately. So I'm
Yeah,
putting
but he
down-
did spend it on us right away.
Oh, within like 20 minutes. As soon as we
Right.
got out of the ballpark.
Right. And he even said to me, he goes, "Bro, I don't even care about the money. I just like winning." I said, "You're a better man than me because I would have took that 50 and not fucking spent it, okay?"
True. I can't say how many different. Speaking of,
Especially
Paulino,
in that situation where he was just clapping in your face the whole time. Bro, that would have pissed me off. I'm glad I sat next to Freddie and Michael.
speaking of $50 bets, Paulino, 1, I know you listen to the podcast. 2, you still owe me $50. I've not forgotten about it.
Yeah, Paulino.
I'm going to
Up that.
I saw you in Jamaica. I saw you on.
You clearly got it.
I want my money. That's it.
Smack talk call out, bro. He wants his money.
So I got you with the Saints. You with the shits.
Who that?
Who that?
Who that?
The
Who that
Bengals.
said they're going to beat them Saints?
All right, next matchup. We've got Chiefs Broncos. Top-notch defense versus a top-notch offense. Patrick Mahomes is still.
He
only threw 3 touchdowns last
Motherfucker
week,
been
though.
studying for 3 weeks. He taking a test this week, okay?
This is the test.
Patrick Mahomes is taking the test this week. Mm-hmm. He had his time to study.
Yeah.
Looking good, too, but now it's time to test.
If he performs well in this game, are we ready to say it's real?
Can you pull up Kansas City's schedule real quick? Because Aaron pointed out that he has a few tough matchups in a row. So I know he plays Denver. I think he's got to play Jacksonville somewhere in the next couple weeks. And then if I'm not mistaken, they play Denver again. So I'm going to wait till he gets out of this stretch.
It's a pretty rough stretch coming up.
What do we got?
You've got the Broncos this week. You've
Yep.
got the Jaguars next week. You've got the Patriots the week after that. You have the Bengals after that. You have the Broncos again, and then you have the Browns.
So the Patriots, you can kind of see what's going to happen there. But definitely these next 2 weeks and then having to go play Denver again. I mean, that's a stretch and a half for you.
And you're going to play defenses that wear you down.
If you come out of this, if you come out of Denver and Jacksonville 1-1, I feel like that's a W in itself.
Yeah, I think that we're going to be paying really close attention to how Mahomes plays in these two games specifically, even if they don't.
Because this is like I said, he's been studying. Now it's time to take the test. It's time.
Because if the Chiefs win, but he kind of shits the bed, all right, now I'm going to take a step back.
It's cool for the Chiefs, yes.
Yeah, I mean, good win,
yes.
But if he performs well, win or lose, okay, you guys got something. Because I'm going to tell you something: the Chiefs' defense isn't that great.
31 ranked.
They've been in shootouts all season.
Mm-hmm. Monday night game too.
Is it a Monday night game? Mm-hmm. Okay, a little Von Miller on Monday Night Football. I like that. That being said, I have zero confidence in the Broncos as an offense.
Offense isn't terrible, but
the quarterback situation isn't great.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. The quarterback situation isn't great. They do have weapons.
Yeah, you got Case Keenum, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 61% completion rate. So, yeah.
Hey, you could be a bear.
But the rushing game, though, I mean, Phillip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, it's okay.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, if they can catch the ball, I mean, you're right. They do have weapons, but they're only as good as their quarterback's going to let them be.
Mm-hmm. Because those guys were top-flight fantasy pickups when Peyton Manning was the quarterback.
Oh, man, yeah.
I wouldn't touch those guys.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. It depends on who. You also have Kamara and Michael fucking Thomas receiving the ball for you.
Yes, I do.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for you to say that. But if you're in a position like I am for running back with wide receiver, they wouldn't be terrible options.
Fair.
But I understand what
they're
you're saying.
high quality.
They're not
bodies.
first.
No.
They're not first picks.
You're not picking a lot of guys. You're not picking them over a decent number of guys, to be honest. Right. So I'm actually looking at the Chiefs' schedule now. They're facing either good defenses or smart defenses, and the only one of the reason I said smart defenses is because of the Patriots. The Bengals always decent enough.
Yeah.
And then the Browns have a good defense. They do.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Actually, looking at it now, they also have the Rams, the Ravens.
Who? Kansas City?
Yeah.
Well,
on their schedule,
we'll find out if Pat Mahomes is real or not, won't we?
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, that's some tough defenses that they're gonna have to face. So if Patrick Mahomes comes out with good stats against those teams, I think I'm ready to say, okay, he's a good player.
Yep.
That was the right pick for the Chiefs and the wrong pick.
Even if they don't necessarily win, and he puts up decent numbers against good defenses, it's okay. He's solid. He can get the job done. It could be, a defensive error here or, a botch play here or there that costs you the game. But you get yourself within one possession, I think it's safe to say that he can get it done.
All right. So who are you picking in the game, Chiefs Broncos?
I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs just because I didn't pick them last week.
We went oppo in just one matchup.
So you're going with the Broncos, huh?
No, I'm not. I can't.
No?
Sorry, Josh. Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm riding the Patrick Mahomes wave until it's over.
Yeah.
So.
Kareem Hunt, 52 attempts on 168 yards. That's terrible.
They've won, and I don't want to say in spite of him because Patrick Mahomes has done a lot, but it's kind of been in spite of him. He's going to have to play better eventually.
Tyreek Hill, 14 catches, 310 yards.
Yeah, and it looks like it. Though I want to say he got most of that in one game.
Yeah.
So he has slowed down a bit, but Patrick Mahomes has been slinging the ball around pretty evenly. So that's
all right,
impressive.
Tiger. You can knock that down, buddy.
All right. So as far as football matchups, we got our 5 matchups in. We did talk Rams, Vikings. It's too early to talk. I personally don't care to talk NBA preseason. I don't care to talk any preseason sports. So sorry basketball, sorry hockey. We're not talking to you yet. In hockey, we're probably not talking to you till the postseason. I'm just being real. You've got baseball playoffs are coming up. That's honestly that's where my focus is. As much as I'm happy that the NFL is back, I am in stressful Cub fan mode. I'm going to watch the Bears game until the Cubs come on, and I'm watching baseball for the rest of the day.
I gotta finish this Ryder Cup.
You got to finish this Ryder Cup out.
Yeah, dude.
I get it.
Yeah.
You might be done by the time first pitch.
Yeah, I'm about to go to the gym right now.
I see. Anything else? I mean, we're going to talk about the Ryder Cup. I mean, it's going on now. The score. First off, Joe, I'm gonna let you explain it because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about with this.
So, the Ryder Cup is consisted of 3 days. You have day one, which is 4 balls. So you have 2-on-2, each one using their own ball. Day one foursomes is basically like an alternate shot type thing. Tiger goes, and then whoever he's playing with hits the next shot. Then you have, day 2 4 balls and day 2 foursomes. Day 3 is the only singles day. So it's one against the other. It goes by each hole. So if you win the hole, you're up 1. If you lose the hole, you're down 1. If you guys half, then you half the hole. So we're only down by 1 point right now, but Europe is leading 4 of the matches, and we're only leading 2. Now, by the time you guys listen to this, it'll probably be done and over with, but we haven't won on European soil in 25 years, which is 12 Ryder Cups. So the last 12 Ryder Cups that were in Europe, the last 6 Ryder Cups, because it's every 2 years and then you alternate. So the next 2 years, the Ryder Cup is going to be in America, and then 2 years after that, it'll be back in Europe.
Right.
So the last 6 Ryder Cups, we have not won in Europe.
Right.
It's not looking good, but shout out to Tiger last week getting that first W since 2013. That was AK Smack Talk Player of the Week.
Yeah.
He got it done, bro. He got it done. It's good for Tiger fans and some of these guys like Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. I mean, these guys, they're about our age, so they understand what Tiger did for the game of golf. And to see him win one more time, to get his 80th PGA win, now he's only 2 off a Sam Snead for the most, which is 82. So it's possible, long shot, but it's definitely possible for him to win 2 more tournaments.
Let's see what happens.
Yep.
You ready for our Smack Talk Player of the Week?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to get started, and I need you to not side-eye me right now.
Go ahead.
My Smack Talk Player of the Week, though I hate saying it, it's Christian Yelich.
Wow.
I when it comes to the Player of the Week, I am non-biased.
Okay. I can dig it.
For me, it is about your play on the field / court. Christian Yelich in the last week has hit 4 home runs. He has batted over 320. And he's led his team to a 6-0 record in the last week of the season, which
huge.
Is huge
right
because if they lose one of those games, they're not in the situation that they're in right now with a chance to win the division. I'm not a fan of the Brewers. I'm not a fan of Yelich. But I can respect when a guy is playing at a high level, he's probably going to win the MVP.
Probably is, yeah. I hate to say it. I really do. But the man's balling right now.
He is. He absolutely is balling out of control right now. And you got to give it up to him. So Christian Yelich, this is the first and probably the last time I'm going to give you props on the show. Well, once you win MVP, I might say something too. But you are my Smack Talk Player of the Week.
I'm going with my NFL fantasy football quarterback, Jared Goff, because that's an easy pick, and
That's a good
I
one.
needed him to do what he did on Thursday night.
5 tutties.
5 tutties, 50-point lead right now. But we'll see what happens. I'm either going to win $50 and lose, or have AK's going to have to do 50 push-ups, or I'm gonna have to do 50 push-ups and pay AK $50. I don't think we're gonna split this week. He's either gonna win fantasy in the Giants, or I'm gonna win fantasy in the Saints. I don't think there's gonna be a split.
Okay, I understand. So potentially we may have some scheduling changes here in the future. For the next month and a half, we're set.
Yep.
For the next month and a half, we're definitely still going to be doing our episodes on Sundays in the morning, be released before football starts when I have the time. And then the YouTube videos getting released Mondays at 4. That's gonna stay that way regardless. Just Joe starting a new job tomorrow, actually. So
yes,
congratulations to Joe.
Thank you.
By the way,
Appreciate it.
He starts his new job tomorrow. He doesn't have his official schedule till after the first 6 weeks. Yeah. So for the first 6 weeks, this schedule is going to work, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's going to go.
We'll make it work.
I just remembered that I have an advertisement that I'm going to add in at the beginning of this video, so you're going to hear it by the time you hear this. But other than that, I don't think we have anything else to talk about. Solid 64 minutes.
Cool.
Not terrible. Tiger looks really angry.
Yeah, well, as he fucking should. How do you go from fucking Tiger? The pressure, man. The pressure. He can't handle it like he used to.
He's never been good in the Ryder Cup, though. Ever.
I mean, unless we're on American soil, they're not good. They're
Tiger
really
in general
not.
has never been good in the Ryder Cup, though.
True.
So it's like I don't know what it is with him in team sports.
It's hard. Golf's such an individual sport that when you add in the team aspect, it puts a lot of pressure on people. Yeah. You know what I mean? You
letting other people.
You got Tiger out here playing for himself. Okay, well if he fucks up, that's on him.
Right.
But now if he fucks up, it puts his team in jeopardy. And
he don't like that.
Unless you've been playing a team sport your whole life, you don't adapt to handling that pressure.
Yeah.
Tiger's been playing golf, which is for the most part an individual sport. Mm-hmm. So, as you would think, though, that they would learn how to adapt to the pressure, but you got to experience it to get through it.
Right. You would think so. I mean, these are supposed to be the greatest golfers in the world. You can play a team sport, damn it. Okay. So, this has been another episode of Smack Talk. Leave it on the court. Thank you, guys.